Hi, I'm Silenced. I've completed many RuneScape 3 series in the past, from my MaxCape series in 2019, my 120 Slayer series in 2020, Group Ironman mode in 2024, and most recently, the Completionist Cape series in August of 2025. I've done nearly everything in RuneScape, but now it's time to take on a new challenge. Meet Silenced, my new hardcore Ironman. I'll be taking on the hardest game mode RuneScape has to offer, one where you must follow the Ironman rule set of doing everything yourself, all without dying. There are many account goals that I could go for, but as a hardcore Ironman, one mistake could change everything. So we'll be focusing on one goal at a time, and for this first goal, I'll be taking on one of RuneScape's most dangerous challenges, defeating Zuck and obtaining the Zuck Cape. Welcome to the Hardcore Ironman series. We gotta love a brand new RuneScape account. Now, this RuneScape account was created back in February of 2024, so a lot of these clips are fairly old, and I did play the account in the background. So let's speed through some free-to-play quests and get the building blocks for the account completed. And that is the first level of the account, level 2 mining. Now let's go make some serious progress. And that is the first quest on the account completed, Blood Pack. And that is Restless Ghost completed, our first few prayer levels from that quest. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the Nexus to get some early prayer levels on the account. And that is level 25 prayer coming in. I'm probably going to do this till 43 prayer, but let's take a quick break and get back on the quest grind. And that is Violet is Blue 1 completed. Honestly, a really great early game quest. We get 3 XP lamps for 1000 XP each. I'm going to put one on mining, one on smithing, one on cooking, so we can just go ahead and do the Knight's Sword. Another option would be to put it all on Herblore, but again, I'm not a member account just yet, and I'll wait to do Violet is Blue 2 to use the XP lamps on Herblore. And just really quickly, got level 5 agility, and now we have unlocked Surge, which will help complete these quests a little bit faster. And that is our red berry pie for the Knight's Sword. And really quick, that is the archaeology tutorial completed, and the Font of Life unlocked, giving us an extra 500 life points. Gotta be a bit careful when you're a hardcore Iron Man. Thought this might be a little bit sketchy just because I'm so low HP, but looks like the Ice Knights can't get me, so we can just get the Blurite Ore, and I'll get a little bit extra just in case I need it for another quest. And that is the Knight's Sword completed, and this is really the best part. 12k smithing XP, going from level 10 smithing up to level 30. And that is What's Mine is Yours completed, a little bit of mining and smithing XP from that quest. And that is level 30 mining coming in. It is going to be my AFK skill for a while. Mining and smithing are going to be really important skills for me, so let's talk about the early game account goals for the Hardcore Ironman. So as a Hardcore Ironman with the goal of defeating Zuck as fast as possible, I want to try and do that with Necromancy. It is going to be my combat style of choice, and that's because it is the best combat style for Ironman accounts. You can make all of the gear up to tier 90 yourself. You just need to have the level requirements, being level 85 smithing, plus defeating a few different bosses, the hardest being the God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses. But let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. There are going to be a lot of other requirements that we'll want to get before we take on Zuck. Let's just continue with the early game. So the next goal for the account is going to be level 50 rune crafting, and that will unlock Viswax. We'll get some quick teleports that way. We can also re-roll some daily challenges. So always a great goal for a free-to-play account. It's been a few hours since the last clip, and we're just about to hit level 50 rune crafting. Honestly, it's so easy doing this in RuneSpan. And there it is, 50 rune crafting. We can go make ourselves some Viswax, but we will end up needing to make some money before we can do that, so let's get back on the quest grind. And with that, we have finished almost all of the free-to-play quests, at least the ones I'm going to do right now. We just redeemed membership, so I am on a members world. And first things first, I am going to complete some daily challenges, and then we're going to head straight to Anachronia. We want to do Herbie Werby and some other D&Ds and take advantage of those. I also wanted to claim member right before reset, so I could claim the Death Touch Dart. Put that in the bank and probably use that on something like KK later on. So we're here at Herbie Werby. It is a weekly D&D that you can do for some herb lore and some fire making XP. And this just goes to show that Herbie Werby is some pretty crazy XP, at least for the early levels, all the way from level 3 herb lore up to level 15, and got a few fire making levels as well. Another pretty crazy early game training method is doing beehives. It gives you a ton of farming XP, and I should be able to get to maybe level 50 farming just within a few days of checking this once per day. So it's insane XP. First step is to get some woad leaves from Wyson the Gardener. The only requirement is level 17 farming, so let's go do Violet is Blue 2 and get that 17 farming requirement real quick. Quick little pit stop, we are here at the very first Wilderness Flash event of the account. It's the first elite one, and this is going to be something I'm going to try to do as often as possible. Getting the elite wildy rewards are going to be helpful, just giving me things like chins, some alkables, and then also that chance at the Dark Onyx core. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the XP is absolutely insane. So I'm going to try not to miss these, although I really don't like daily scapes, so we'll do as much as we can tolerate. And that is the completion of Violet is Blue 2. It does give 3 4K XP lamps. We'll be using 1 on farming to get above that 17 level requirement for beehives. And also, didn't realize this, but you need 20 constructions. So we'll put 1 lamp on that. And the last one, we'll put on the iconic Ironman roadblock skill, herb lore. And that's going to give us level 23 herb lore. So I'm going to load up all 7 beehives, and we'll be able to check this in about 1 day to collect all the XP, and should get me up to maybe level 30 farming, just like that. I also timed getting membership right around the weekly reset, so we can actually go do another Herbie Werby, and got up to level 28 herb lore, just from, well, I guess we used 1 lamp from Violet is Blue 2 there as well, but yeah, it's some really good early game herb lore XP. And we will also unlock the herb bag, which should be pretty nice when we're training Slayer. I think it's now time to start to train Necromancy a little bit. I will do quite a bit of just the lesser Necroplasm ritual, because we'll need a lot of that going forward, and it's some pretty good XP for early game Necromancy, so I think that's going to be the plan for a little bit. We'll do some of that, get a higher Necromancy level, and there's a few Necromancy quests to do as well. And that is Killy Row completed. And we actually have 57 quest points. I haven't went to Maze Caravan yet, since you can only do that as a member. So let's go get that and get some good starting cash. So we're here at May. If you don't know already, you can claim a magical dice for every 25 quest points that you earn. And the magical dice gives you a random clue reward, but a guaranteed 250k. So we did get that 250k plus an elegant blouse, which is a fortunate component. So we'll bank that. And let's roll the second dice. It's going to be another free 250k, and just a great way to get some starting cash on the account, and a second fortunate component later on. Also on Wednesdays, Thalmond is here in the city of and you can buy some pretty good necromancy supplies from him. So I'll try to do that every week because it can save me some time getting some of these supplies. So let's buy, well, really everything. The Ghost Impling Jar, we'll buy some ink, Miasma Runes, which is actually really nice because I don't think I have the rune crafting level for that yet, and some Greater Ensouled Thread. So it's been a day since I deposited everything into the beehives, and as you can see, I'm up to level 34 farming, so around 10 farming levels just from checking it once, and we'll probably continue to do this until maybe 50 or 60 farming, and then the other levels will do regular farming, but also get some XP from some of the wilderness events as well. Decided to finish a pretty big quest, the Waterfall quest, which got me to level 30 attack and 30 strength. Always love getting that early game combat XP from this quest. And just using up some of the Infernal Ashes from the Wilderness Flash events, and that is level 43 prayer coming in, unlocking all of the protection prayers. Also just finished my first Gothixian cache. You can do 2 of these per day and instantly just jumped 11 divination levels. So that's going to be my plan for probably 80 divination. It's just divination caches whenever I can be bothered to do them. And another daily completed, my 3 daily challenges. Always important to do this for some really good XP. And as you can see so far, Ironman does have a lot of dailies and weeklies and monthlies to it. But the XP you get from them is just too good to pass up, even though I really dislike the gameplay loop. But for now, we'll try and take advantage of it as much as possible. And that is Tourist Trap completed, and it's one of the best ways to gain some early game agility XP, so we will put both of the rewards into agility, giving us a level 27. And that is 40 farming coming in from another Beehive run. Let's go do some quests next. After all the gains we made so far in the first episode, I wanted to finish it off with the very first boss kill on the account, and being able to complete an early game Reaper assignment will jumpstart the Slayer training for later on. So let's go complete our Croesus Reaper task. So this is my very first attempt of Croesus on the public world, and my stats are very low, so I'm actually not very helpful. It's going to be tough to get the first kill, and it's not looking like we're gonna get this one. So I think I have to do 4 Croesus kills, so it might take a bit before we actually get our first successful one. So we were about 43k health away from defeating it, so still ways off, but let's hop in again. Luckily, it is a safe death at Croesus, so no worries about the hardcore status. And first Croesus kill down, contribution score is only 59, so I'm not really going to get any loot with my current stats, but happen to have the first kill, and really we're just doing this to complete the very first Reaper assignment and just jumpstart Slayer with that nice 10k Slayer XP reward. Let's see what we get with the first kill. 123k, crystal keys, blue charms, not too bad. Let's hop in again. And luckily I was able to get a few more kills with this group, and it looks like we will get the 4th and final kill for the Reaper task. And there it is, 28 Slayer, all the way from level 12. So huge jumpstart, 16 Slayer levels. We got over 130 contribution score that time too. So we should have some okay loot in the chest from the few kills we got. Let's go take a look. And we get 128k, some raw rocktails, limpet roots, some seeds, decent supplies from later, and we'll probably want to do some more Croesus later on just for the herb lore supplies. But overall, very successful episode. As episode 1 comes to a close, we are building a really solid foundation. We have 88 quest points so far, along with a 921 total level. Next episode, we will be focusing more on necromancy and starting to get some actual decent combat stats, potentially completing some more Reaper assignments as well. Stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitch, because I will be live streaming the Hardcore Ironman journey as we continue our preparation to take on Zuck. Picking up where we last left off at Croesus, I started to play the Hardcore Ironman more in the background while focusing on other series like the Group Ironman and eventually the completionist cape. The hardcore Ironman was played a bit in the background, training things like mining and smithing, and also participating in the beach event, getting a lot of clue scrolls that we have to open. So I've been hoarding these clue scrolls for a very long time. It's finally time to open them. We are a member once again, so let's see what we get. The goal is get fortunate components. We don't need them right now, but we will later on for things like the Grace of the Elves and especially the Essence of Finality. And after opening all 48 caskets, we have a total of 30 fortunate components, which will be really helpful later on. Now back to the main goal of this episode. Begin training Necromancy and start to get some significant gear upgrades. Now Necromancy's upgrade path, it is the easiest for Ironman accounts, but there are still quite a few requirements. The path I'll be taking to get tier 90 Necromancy gear will require the following stats. Plus, I'll probably be going for 80 Divination and 86 Archaeology, the Divination for Invention and Archaeology for a faster way to train crafting. So there are a lot of requirements to work towards, so let's get started. And another Guthixian cache completed. 13k Divination XP, and we're up to level 43. I'm going to try not to miss too many Guthixian caches, because this is going to be my plan to level 80 Divination. And I'm checking another Beehive run, and we're just about level 50 farming. There it is. Pretty good milestone. We'll probably do a little bit more beehives, and then just train farming the traditional way, or maybe even just through wildy events. I also went ahead and purchased the tier 2 Jack of Trades aura, so I will probably be doing that every once in a while just to get some free Herblore XP. We will need level 57 at some point to unlock fairy rings as part of the tier 80 Necromancy gear requirements, I believe. So we'll just start dumping those Jack of Trades on there. As I mentioned earlier, smithing is also going to be really important so I can craft my own Necromancy weapons. We're up to level 68 so far. I did mine like 1500 rune bars while I was hard AFKing the account over the last few months, so I'm now finally going through those, and I also surpassed the level 60 requirement for the quest Succession, so I think it's time to start that quest line. And that is Daughter of Chaos completed. Really important quest because it gives 2 really important XP lamps. One for Divination, 30,000 XP. We're level 48 and now level 51. And probably the more important XP lamp, the Archaeology XP lamp. We are level 44 and it is very slow leveling it up. This quest also gives the Infernal Puzzle Box, which does give various benefits in the wilderness. And we can now start completing the Civil War mini quests, which will just unlock even better benefits, most notably allowing adrenaline not to drain outside of combat. And then we can do Succession for the dive ability. Nice, that is Shadow of the Storm completed, a 10,000 combat XP lamp, and that is going on ranged to boost that up a little bit more. And that's level 33 ranged. And just completed the easy underworld achievements. I think it is time to start leveling Necromancy a little bit more just so I feel a little safer. And it would be good to get to a point where I could do the combat wildy events. That would be really good. And the Underworld Grimoire 1 should be pretty helpful. It does give me an extra 3% XP from ritual disturbances, and most notably allows me to bank or automatically bank ashes. So we will be training in the Abyss at some point, and that's how we'll grow our stockpile of ashes for the Ghostly Ink. And just spending a little bit more time AFKing smithing, and we are about to reach level 70 smithing. Pretty good milestone. That's going to get us quite a few Necromancy armor and weapon upgrades once we get there. So very nice 70 smithing coming in, and it's really just been a great skill to just AFK. Nice, that is level 30 Hunter from the Wildy event, which is actually really good because now we can do Whirligigs, which is some of the best XP for Hunter. And honestly, it's really weird, but training Hunter to level 30 is actually one of the slowest times. So that's a nice little skip. And we got another wieldy sack. Speaking of that, I think it's time we open them. I have quite a few of them. Let's open these. I have 10 sack of wild rewards, 2 sacks of very wild rewards. So let's see what we get. Really, we're going for a ton of alkables with the regular sacks. Nothing there. The energy is also kind of nice. Any bones and ashes, chinchampas are great reward. But doesn't look like we're gonna get any alkables at all, actually. Some chins. And no ashes. Alright, the sack of very wild rewards. We're really going for a dark onyx core. That is what we want. It is very rare, about 1 in 250. That is a bad one. That is really bad. Just runes. Got magic gloves, magic brawling gloves, not bad. We got some magic logs. Honestly, those were pretty bad. Those were pretty bad, I gotta say. So, we'll try that again another time, I guess. What a ridiculous quest. I forgot about this. Dave actually gets switched with Doris at the end of the quest. That is Evil Dave's Big Day Out completed. So much XP. That is huge. And we can catch the rats barehanded, which is awesome. But most importantly, we got all this XP. 50,000 magic from 41 magic up to 49. We also got some cooking XP from 48 to 50. We got agility XP from level 34 up to 40 agility. And 20,000 herb lore, 37 herb lore up to 42. Man, that is so worth it. And so I just spent my hour using my premier artifact with archaeology, and that is level 50 archaeology obtained. Nice little unlock. We got the rune-matic to improve things a little bit, and desperate measures can now be done as a quest, which honestly is really good. It is one I forgot about, but it does give 20,000 XP upon completion of the quest, so it's a pretty good one to work towards. You also get 20,000 XP in a combat skill, including prayer, which is pretty nice, and the cosmic focus. So that's actually a quest that I will have on my list, one that I really want to have completed, but we might want to level up a little bit more before we take that quest on. So I think next up is start leveling necromancy, get a little bit better combat. Okay, we just got 400 souls. That was probably an hour grind. It was very slow, but I got it so I can unlock the ghost conjure. So let's claim the skeleton warrior and also the ghost. So now I have a bit of passive healing, make me feel a little bit better when going into combat now. We are currently at 48 necromancy, and I want to try and complete the haunted mine quest. The ghost at the end of that quest is a little scary. Honestly, he is a little scary, but I think we should be able to do it, especially with the ghost conjure now. So Haunted Mine is a crucial quest to complete in the early game. It does unlock the Salve Amulet, which gives a 15% damage buff and accuracy against undead creatures, but you need to defeat the quest boss Treus Daith, which is a bit scary. I mean, you do take quite a bit of damage, especially at a low level, so I am a little bit scared for this part. Oh my god, like he hits so hard. Holy shit. Yeah, I remember how I died. Oh my god, he's a pain in the ass to beat. Oh, good God. I do have a lot of food. But he's almost dead, actually. Spawn another ghost. Okay. Okay. Die! Oh, thank God. It's done. Oh, that wasn't that bad. Okay, we got the key. We got the key, okay? Haunted Mine completed, 22,000 strength XP. And we got the salve amulets. That was the main thing. Let's get that strength XP. Very nice. And let's make some salve amulets. Perfect. Now that we have the salve amulets, it's time to start training some combat. So I'm currently setting up a pretty broken training method for all combat styles in the early game. So what I want to do is set up my main right over here. And I'm going to drink an aggression potion. And literally just stand there and tank hits. And so now I'm just going to be tanking some hits while I can come in and just kill them. I'll actually stand on the exact tile, and I could maybe do some blood siphons if I had Threads of Fate. I'd definitely be using that. I can't just yet. Bloat actually should work a little bit. But I'm mainly down here to get some levels in my other combat styles. To just get that one necromancy level. Now let's switch to mage for a bit. There it is, level 55 magic. We have unlocked high alchemy, so our money problem is sort of solved for now. And that is level 50 necromancy. We can now do the next task to get the tier 50 Death Guard and Skull Lantern. And then we're going to be training it through combat to get to level 60. So as a part of the tier 50 necromancy gear requirement, we do need to defeat some Mogres. So I'll buy some fission explosives and we'll need to do the mini quest. And that is the mini quest completed. Now let's go slay some Mogres. You have the Slayer level, 32 is what you need, so we just barely have it. And we're looking for the flippers. Oh, first drop, very nice. Okay, I think we have everything we need, so let's hand this stuff in. And now we have unlocked the tier 50 necromancy upgrades. So I will go ahead and craft the level 50 weapons, and I think I want to try out the Abyss training. I think I might be able to do it now with the better gear. So I'm a little surprised, it's actually working fairly well. And we're definitely going to want to level our necromancy a little bit more before we do this method a lot. Because, well, we don't have any AoE. Even Soul Strike would be pretty good to unlock at level 54. But we're going to really want a Spectral Scythe at level 62. So we are nearly done the hour, a minute left on the aura. And things are going really well, 220k XP per hour. We did unlock Soul Sap and Soul Strike, which gives me a little bit of AoE. So that is boosting the XP per hour. Yeah, this is definitely a really good method. It's still maybe not extremely sustainable. I do notice my HP dropping a little bit. But after this hour, I think I'll be able to unlock the Ring of Life, which will make this completely AFK because once my health goes, I believe, under 10%, then I'll be automatically teleported out. So that will make this a fairly safe method, and I won't have to worry as much. Still not ideal, you know, proccing the Ring of Life, but it is an option, and it is nice to have a way to sort of AFK necromancy. So I was just training a little bit of crafting today. We got to level 43 crafting. So we can now make a diamond ring, which is perfect because we can also enchant it. So let's just grab a diamond. Let's do it with that +2 mage boost into Rings of Life. So our first 2 rings of life on the account, which is awesome because this will now teleport me away to my respawn point if my health ever goes below 10%. So it's perfect for the Abyss because they don't hit very hard. And so if I am AFKing, I could try it with the Ring of Life, and if something bad happens, I should be teleported out.
5 minutes later.
Oh my god! It procced! Oh my god, it procced! Oh, that's terrifying. So yeah, it's safe to say that the ring does work, but I'm definitely going to need to be a little bit more careful. I spent the next few days completing various different quests, like Jungle Potion, Shiloh Village, Beneath Cursed Tides, which unlocks the Giant Oyster D&D. I completed One Small Favor, Housing of Parliaments, and the Vessel of Harbinger. Now my sights are set on completing the Tier 60 Necromancy Gear tasks. And that is the Anku Residue, part 1 of the Tier 60 Necromancy task done. So we just finished all the rituals for the task, so let's claim the reward. Alright, perfect. Gilly's Knowledge. Number 4, completed. Okay, we got the Ensouled bars, so let's make the Tier 60 upgrade. Big upgrade for the Death card. That is actually huge. Let's do it. I think like 20-30% better. And the Lantern, not as important, but still pretty good. Upgrade that as well. I'm pretty close to getting level 50 defense, so I will be upgrading my armor as well very soon. But armor's not really as important, so it's not something that I focus on. At least until we get to tier 70, then I'll definitely want to get the tier 70 armor with those passives. And had to add in a clip of the Guthixian Cache, just so you guys know that I'm still doing those. And looks like we should get a level from this one. Nice, that's 1400 total level. Pretty nice milestone. And 66 divination. And I am just finishing another 2 Jack of Trades. We are just always putting it onto Herblore, so we're up to level 52 at the moment. And so yeah, getting over 10k XP a day. I do wish this wasn't a part of the game, but it's hard to avoid right now just because it's so hard to train Herblore in other ways. So I think I'll probably get it to a fairly decent level, and then I'll probably stop focusing on dailies as much. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing the Wilderness achievements. I can only do the easy ones right now, but it's going to give me 20,000 XP, which I want to put on Agility, slowly start to build that up. So if I want to switch Jack of the Trades onto Agility, I can, and I'm getting a little bit more XP. So we will be completing the easy Wilderness achievements, but I want to complete one medium achievement, and it's the sketchy one. We're going to need to be Skulled in the Wilderness. So I'm going to need to talk to Vala, and we'll need to toggle PvP, which is unfortunate because I'm a hardcore, but PvP is just about dead in RuneScape 3, so it should be fine. I think this is also a easy achievement, so that is done. Okay, I think I am ready to do this. This is going to be extremely sketchy. So there are 2 achievements in the Wilderness that I'm going to try and do right now. We have to go to the bandit camp, and the bandits will attack you if you're not skulled. So that's the reason why we are going to be skulled doing this. And then we also need to make an anchovy pizza from scratch. All the ingredients are there in the bandit camp. So we'll complete both of those and then get out as fast as possible. I will have sort of a heart rate monitor in the bottom right of my interface. So if you guys want to see if I'm ever stressed, it will be there. It's just a little sketchy. Just a little sketchy. We can do this though. Okay. Full prayer points and everything. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm pretty confident that no one's going to attack me. We are in the bandit camp. Man, this is where I died on my main a long time ago. Lost a set of Bandos armor. Okay, that's the task. Perfect. Oh my god, I thought that was a player. Okay. It's fine. Cook on that fire. Okay, we're gonna need to make this anchovy pizza just so I don't have to do this again. Okay, looks like we're good. Again, let's pick up the tomato. Let's use it on the pizza. Pick up the cheese. Use it on the pizza. Cook the pizza. Please don't burn it. Okay, we got it that time. Oh, I just remembered you can't boost for wildy tasks. Okay, we're actually going to have to do the anchovy pizza another time, but that was for the medium achievements, so we're not actually going to do that at the very moment. So I'll just come back later for that. Let's get out. It wasn't too risky, and we have the task done for the easy achievement. Let's just put these on agility right now. That is 10k agility. Just went from 44 to 46, another 10k, and we are 47 agility. Following the 47 agility, I sped through many other quests, including Family Crest, Lost City, Fairytale Part 1 and Part 2, Buyers' Sellers, and even the medium Underworld achievements for the Underworld Grimoire 2. I also tried to get ahead of the tier 80 necromancy gear requirements a little bit by completing some of the God Wars dungeon prerequisite quests like Troll's Stronghold, Troll Romance, and Edgar's Ruse. I did a bit of AFK and necromancy training, and that is level 70 necromancy, so we can now go do the tier 70 necromancy tasks. And another quick update, that is level 70 divination coming in with just more Gothixian caches. And it's another Wednesday, so we can talk to Thalmond and check out his shop. He does selling a moonstone, which will be really helpful later on when I get a higher crafting level. And some flesh runes, always good, and may as well just buy the installed bar as well. So I haven't been doing Reaper tasks in a while. I think I only did the one, which was Croesus, a very long time ago. We have 33 Reaper points. I think it's time to actually start doing some Reaper tasks. Now that we are level 82, we should get some actual ones. And perfect, we got Calphite Queen. We actually need to do that for the tier 70 gear upgrades anyway, so that's actually a perfect task to get. So before we could start the tier 70 gear upgrades, I had to get 3,000 souls. So I finally got that. Honestly, it took a few hours. It's pretty slow going from the 400 souls to the 3,000, but happy to have that done. So the 3,000 souls is to begin the Spirit of War quest, which needs to be completed before we can get the tier 70 gear upgrades. And it's time to face a new boss. We have to take on Hermod to complete the Spirit of War quest. Hermod is the entry level necromancy boss, but we will be seeing a lot of Hermod later, trying to get a lot of the Hermodic plates. And that is the quest completed. We can now take on Hermod and start collecting his Hermodic plates. But before we do that, we'll definitely want to upgrade to tier 70 necromancy gear. So let's go ahead and talk to Killy to get that process started. So we'll be going with the tier 70 power armor right now. All we need to do is defeat the Giant Mole and the Calphite Queen, and we're going to start with the Calphite Queen. That is the last kill for the chitin. Let's move on to the Giant Mole. And that is the last giant mole kill, so let's go hand this in and claim the tier 70 necromancy weapons. And that is the completion of Achilles Knowledge 5 for the tier 70 power armor. So we can go ahead and create the tier 70 weapons right away. We have the smithing level requirement. We don't have it for the Death Dealer robe, but that is something I definitely want to get at some point. It will unlock the Death Mark ability, which gives you a small percentage chance to apply the Death Mark, which will insta-kill the target below 20% life points with a minimum of 30,000. So it is actually extremely helpful and will really help later on when we have to fight some much more difficult bosses. Just got the materials to upgrade the gear. Let's get the tier 70 Death Guard, which does unlock the special attack, Death Grasp. So that is actually a huge damage buff, not only because the special attack, but the accuracy is much higher as well. So that is going to make a huge difference. Really happy with this upgrade. And it would be really good to get the tier 70 Death Dealer armor as well. But right now we can only upgrade to tier 60, which we will do. And just upgrading some armor as well, so we at least have tier 60 tank armor. But next episode, we'll be focusing on trying to get tier 80 armor, as well as maybe looking at a way to start leveling up crafting much faster. And kicking things off with another daily Gothixian cache. And this is actually the last cache we need to get to level 80 divination. Normally, I wouldn't get 80 divination before smithing or sometimes even crafting, but we got it early on, which is good. It is one of the 3 requirements for invention, which I would like to unlock and start to use before we take on Zuck. Invention will take a while to unlock, so let's focus on some more short-term goals, the necromancy gear upgrades. After unlocking tier 70 necro weapons, we have introduced a new ability, being the Death Guard special attack, Death Grasp. This is now our strongest ability, but there are still many upgrades to obtain. With this new ability, I'll be able to start defeating Hermod in the hopes of getting 5 Hermodic plates to create a full set of tier 70 power armor, which has the effect to apply a death mark. Necromancy is unique, where you can take 2 different paths to upgrade your gear. You have the power armor path, which we already completed the tier 70 in, and then you also have the tank armor path. Going forward, tank armor path is going to be much easier, and we're going to be focusing on this for all weapon upgrades. That being said, there's still some pretty big requirements ahead. First off, we need to complete the tier 70 tank armor tasks, which is just defeating barrows and some dragons, so that is really no problem. We'll complete that shortly. But this episode, we'll be focusing on the tier 80 tank gear tasks. This is much more difficult because we'll have to defeat all 4 God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses. The bosses themselves aren't that difficult, but the requirements are fairly high. We'll need 70 strength, ranged, constitution, and agility. Once I have all 4 of those requirements and the quest requirements, we can take on the God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses and create the tier 80 necro weapons. So let's get started. So we just picked up a Reaper and the tier 70 tank gear tasks, and we got to do some Barrows Brothers, 5 for the Reaper, and I will just complete the tier 70 tank gear Barrows Brother task as well. Always love doing a bit of multitasking. So let's go through these 5 caskets pretty quick and see what we get. Alright, let's see what we get in chest number 1. Okay, actually, hold on. I think we can maybe complete the easy combat achievements. I'm gonna go for it. If we do complete it, I think we get the buff, which means we can teleport directly to the sarcophagus during Barrows, which would be really nice. So let's try and do that. There is our Hermod kill. That is in medium achievement, I think. 2 medium achievements, which does put us much closer. I think we're only going to do the 1 Hermod. There we go. So we'll just do a few of Chaos Elemental and try and complete a few more easy tasks. We only need 6 more points to get the tier 1 rewards. Holy shit! Oh my god, they can just teleport you into a mob of abyssal savages is scary, dude. I'm coming back with prayer. Oh my god, that's scary. Ooh, we just got a dragon two-hander. That's actually gonna be useful, I think, for training. It's a pretty rare drop. It's a collection log, I believe. Yeah, that is actually sick that I got that. And that is the 25th Chaos Elemental kill. And let's head out. Looks like we still need 3 more points. So the goal for the last 3 points is going to be the giant mole. And if we can complete a hard mode giant mole kill in less than 5 minutes, then we will get the points. There's 1 there and 2 there, so let's try it. I don't think hard mode giant mole is that hard. Alright, last phase, and we're only a minute and a half in. Honestly, a really good time. Oh my god, the DPS is just too good now. Okay, alright, okay. Oh my good god. What was that? That was scary, man. We got it. That was really scary. Good drop too. Pure Essence will always take that. Alright, let's check the combat masteries. I guess it's not really something you claim. But yeah, but now we have it. So let's go do another Barrows run and test it out. And there it is, the portal. Oh my god, that is so good. Crazy how you can unlock that so early too. And let's claim the chest. Yeah, we're going to be going through these very fast. And another Barrows run down. Let's see if we can get the Necroplasm. And we do. So we're done with the tier 70 tasks. We'll still need to either get the Dragon Souls or the 20 Greater Communion Rituals. So we'll do that part later. Bit of a side quest, but I think it's time. This is the completion of Civil War Part 1. And we'll do the other ones and then complete Succession for the dive ability. So I'm in the middle of completing Civil War Part 2. But on Civil War Part 3, we actually did gain the Wilderness Refresh buff, so my adrenaline will not drain outside of combat as long as I have this in my inventory. So that is actually a huge upgrade, and once we complete Succession, we'll be able to actually add it to the tool belt, which will be really nice. And this right here should be Civil War Part 2 completed. Basically just needed to complete a Wilderness Flash event, which I've obviously done a ton of, so literally just a minute or 2 quest, which is kind of nice. That's Civil War number 2 completed. And let's see what we got. Brawling Gloves give 25% extra experience, which is really nice. I really want to try out these Brawling Gloves. Like, I usually don't, but they are going to be so nice when training up, well, really the melee and magic Brawling Gloves. So I need to get those to level 70. And that is Succession completed. So we now have unlocked the dive ability. Also gained a few XP lamps. We'll probably put the 50k of combat lamp into magic. And the 60k lamp can go on any skill, but I think I've decided I'm putting it on agility. That way we can stop doing agility and just head to the bikes in the empty throne room and just AFK till 70. So now that I have 65 agility, I've just been AFKing at the bikes here in the empty throne room for some AFK XP. It's actually not that bad XP per hour, since it is basically completely AFK. You do get a lot more XP if you're on the empowered bike, but you'll get that 1 in every 4 times because there's only 4 bikes. So even if you're fully AFK, you're still going to gain some XP. That's the plan. I'm going to try and do this until 70, which is a requirement to unlock Commander Ziliana, which I'll need to do to get the tier 80 Necromancy gear. So nice little AFK method that I'll do every once in a while. And we have a pretty big milestone coming in, level 70 Archaeology. It's such a slow skill to train, so getting level 70 is kind of huge. We can upgrade our Matic as well. That will speed things up. The plan with archaeology is to try and get to level 86. We'll need that to unlock the Gate of Elidness, which is going to be my crafting method going forward. I'll need crafting to make some better necro gear, eventually make the Zuck cape. So archaeology is going to be one of those skills I train in the background since it is just an AFK skill. And that is level 70 Constitution coming in. We have unlocked Krill with that level. I'll still obviously need to get either 70 Strength or 70 Agility to enter the God Wars Dungeon 1. But really nice to have that level. And we're closing in on level 80 Necromancy. Should get that any moment now. And that is level 80 Necromancy, so we now have the level to actually use the tier 80 weapons that we're going for. The Halloween event is here, and it comes with an AFK archaeology method. I have been just AFKing here for a while now. Actually went from level 71 archaeology up to 74. It isn't a very exciting method, and I don't like doing seasonal methods, but it's hard to pass up. Archaeology is such a slow skill, and the fact that I can basically fully AFK this for 15 minutes, get some complete tomes, some tetra compasses, it's kind of insane. And it's, I think, just better than using penguin points on it or something like that. So we'll end up doing this. I will get some prayer XP from this as well. Completing every collection here does give you some prayer XP, so that's sort of a byproduct of it as well. We will need 80 prayer eventually to take on Gregorovich for the tier 90 necromancy weapons, so this is sort of just killing two birds with one stone, completely AFK activity, so it's kind of perfect. Hey guys, welcome back. It has been a while since I did an update on the hardcore iron. I have been AFKing here at the Halloween event for probably 2 weeks now. We are up to 84 archaeology, so we've gained about 2.5 million archaeology XP, I believe. We're 480,000 XP away from our target of level 86, and I have a ton of complete tomes in my inventory, so you can see this is literally the only thing I have been doing for a while. So I have been neglecting daily challenges and all that daily scape, although I kind of wish that was just removed in the first place, but should probably be doing some of that. I am finally going to be taking a break from the Halloween event. We'll cash in these complete tomes maybe, but also I want to cash in all of the collections here and gain some prayer XP from it. I think first I'll try and level up prayer with just the ashes I have in my bank, because the prayer XP reward for the collection scales with your level, so we'll just try and get the most we can out of this. So we just finished using about 1,000 Infernal Ashes, all from the Wilderness Flash events, up to level 65 Prayer, which is a little bit higher than I thought. But now we'll go claim those collections from the Halloween event and see how much XP we actually gain. We have 161 collections to claim, so it's going to be a lot of XP. Alright, let's see the XP come in. God, this is more XP than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, level 70 prayer, we have 90 of them left. We might make it to level... Is that true? We might make it to level 75. This is broken. I think I might need to do this some more. I could get to level 80 prayer, and that's a huge... There's a huge roadblock later on to unlock Greg, and I was not expecting to get this much XP. I'm getting 4.5k for each set. 4.7k now. Oh, 5k. Oh my god, I could definitely get another 100 for another 500,000 XP. There's 74. Oh, we're so close. Yeah, we're not gonna get 75. It's too bad. I'll probably AFK some more though. 20k XP off from 75 prayer. That's crazy. I think I might actually continue doing this. Oh, I could maybe go for 80. I need a lot more though. So I'm gonna consider that. That might be an option. Anyway, insane progress. Able to get basically 86 archaeology and a ton of prayer levels. It's kind of crazy. So I think I'm actually gonna AFK here a little bit longer than I thought. Maybe we'll actually just get 86 archaeology doing this instead of using the Tetracompass pieces, and that'll help us get some more prayer levels. And then it's actually not that bad of grind going up to level 80 later on to unlock Greg for the tier 90 Necro weapon upgrade. So this event has been absolutely huge for progress on the account. Let's go complete the big milestone. Let's use these complete tomes at the desk. And there it is, level 86 archaeology. We have finally made it. That unlocks Tomes of the Warlock, one of the requirements for that quest, which is the quest we need to complete. Tomes of the Warlock is going to be a huge unlock. It not only is one of the requirements for the Gate of Validness, which is going to be our crafting method, but it also is one of the requirements for the Ungale Ritual Site, meaning I might be able to get the tier 3 Ritual Site before 90 Necromancy, which is kind of crazy. You know, it's not really something you normally do because 86 archaeology is a pretty long grind. So having it done is absolutely massive for the account. Now that we have that done, let's get back to questing and focusing on the necromancy upgrades. And that is Dead and Buried completed. And that is the quest completed. Ancient Awakening done. Next up is the Battle of 4 and 3 when we take on Vorkath, but I want to get the tier 80 weapons first. I think I also want to focus on getting tier 70 power armor. It is going to unlock the Death Mark effect for the full set effect, which is basically just an insta-kill on some of these bosses on the last like 30k health. So I want to go for that. We're going to need some Hermod plates first.
Make a life for myself. Make a life for myself.
Okay, so we have everything we need, all the ingredients to make the tier 70 armor. Let's use some spicy stew to boost. Drink another one. Okay, that is more than enough. Let's make the full tier 70 Death Dealer armor. So essentially this full set gives me a 5% chance per hit to apply the Death Mark, which will insta-kill a target at 20% life points or below, with a max of 30k. So it's really good for bosses and going to be really helpful for Vorkath in the quest fight that we have coming very soon. So it's time to finally get the ranged and strength levels to fight the God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses. So we're going to be taking on Dragath Nirn here for ranged levels. We're going to get to level 55, then we could start using those red chins in the Abyss. And XP is going to be going very fast at level 55 and above. And that is level 55 ranged coming in. So we can now try out the red chins. So let's head over to the Abyss and start gaining some very fast XP. So the ranged XP is coming in really fast for up over 200k ranged XP per hour. And as long as we have the Vampirism Aura, we're kind of good. We don't really need any food. So I can basically do this every time a Vampirism Aura is active, and we should have level 70 range literally in maybe 2 to 3 hours, which isn't bad at all. And that is level 66 range, and our 1 hour of Vampirism Aura is up, so we'll just wait till that's refreshed and head back. And just finishing up level 70 ranged, and there it is, we have unlocked Krayara. So the last requirement we have is level 70 strength, so we're going to focus on melee. First, let's complete the Regicide quest to unlock some halberds. And that is Regicide completed, so we can now go buy some halberds. Halberds have the 2-tile range, which means I'll gain much faster XP per hour. So we're going to buy Adamant Rune and Dragon Halberd, and we'll slowly just upgrade as we go. So now that we have the halberds, the game plan is going to get to level 60 attack. I want to get 55 for Hurricane and 60 for the Dragon Halberd, and also the Dragon Two-Hander. That's going to be a really nice special attack. And then we'll train on the Abyss till level 70 strength. And there it is, level 60 attack. We have unlocked the Dragon weaponry, so that's going to improve things a lot. And let's try out this Dragon Two-Hander as well. Okay, so I gathered up some abyssal creatures. Let's test out the Dragon Two-Hander. Okay, yeah, that's actually so good. So yeah, the Dragon Two-Hander should probably help a little bit with XP per hour. Obviously it isn't AFK, but it's nice to have. And there it is, level 70 strength. We've now unlocked General Grador and all God Wars Dungeon bosses, so we can head out and work on the tier 80 tank gear tasks for Necromancy. Okay, we are in the God Wars Dungeon. Let's start with General Grador. He will probably be the easiest to do. So let's get that 40 kill count. Alright, 40 kill count is done. Let's go take on General Grador. Oh my god! Why did I take so much damage there? This should be all good, right? Should be. Let's use some defensives, because Grador hits pretty hard. Okay. Yeah, he hits a lot harder than I thought, honestly. Alright, Grador is down. And he drops. No. Alright, there we go. First one is complete. So now we gotta go take on... Let's do Krayara next. Alright, Armadillo might be the hardest of the 4 God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses, but still shouldn't be too much of an issue. We do have a fair amount of food left. Okay, we're taking some damage. Taking some pretty good damage, actually. Okay, there we go. Kree is down. Let's go use that hammer. Also got a few combat tasks done, which is nice. Oh my god, we actually got a God Sword shard. Wow. Kinda lucky. I'll take that. Okay, we got the 40 Zamrock kill count. Honestly, I'm a bit nervous about this one. Krill does have a pretty massive special attack if you are using prayer, so I won't be using any prayer during this fight. But still, it's gonna be a bit intense. Only 3 pieces of food, might have to teleport out and retry this one if it doesn't work out well. Alright, let's go in. Okay. He's dealing a fair amount of damage. Let's use Debilitate. Let's eat some food. Okay, we almost got it actually. Let's eat a little bit more food. Okay, there. Krill is down. And we got the hammer imbued. Let's go. One left, so we will teleport out for this last one. Alright, let's get out of here. That is all 40 Saradomin kills. Let's go get the final God Wars Dungeon 1 kill. And then we'll just have the Slayer task to do. Go into public encounter. And Zilliana, I think, might be like the easiest, so I'm not as worried. At least I think that is. Maybe not. Maybe we're gonna just run around. Okay, Zilliana is down. Let's use the hammer. And that is it. It's charged. And that is the last Slayer mob defeated. Let's go claim the tier 80 rewards from Killy. And that is the tier 80 tasks completed. We can now make tier 80 necromancy weapons. These tier 80 weapons are a huge improvement, especially in accuracy. So it's the main reason why I wanted to get them. I need more damage against some of these higher level bosses, even the quest mode Vorkath, which we are doing next. Alright, let's begin the Battle of Thorn 3. Basically, this whole quest is just fighting Vorkath. So let's get it started. Okay, so here's the first encampment. We basically just need to take down 3 generals. So this is the first of 3. Shouldn't be too difficult. We also have the raptor helping us. And general number 1 is down. Let's head on over to the next one. And general 2, also fairly easy. And he's done. And general 3, done. Time to face Vorkath and Zemrigal. Okay, so game plan for this fight, just pray, magic, and just try and take down Vorkath. 350k health. We have a full inventory of food, or at least started out with that, so hopefully we can do it. Okay, so Vorkath should go up in the air and fly soon, and then we hop on Zemrigal for a little bit. Only 4 pieces of food. Ooh, that was a big hit. Oh my god, I think we even used our sign. Oh, we're so close. 1 piece of food left. Vorkath is down. Just on Zemrigal. Switch to protect Necro. Death mark is applied. We should be able to get it. Let's fire Ballista. And it's done. Literally ran out of food. But we got it done. Oh, that is huge. That is the quest completed, and one of the quests that was required for the Ungale ritual site, which we will be going for next time. So now that we have defeated Vorkath, we have unlocked a lot, and one of those is going to be Tomes of the Warlock, followed by Requiem for a Dragon to unlock the Ungale ritual site, We have a lot that I want to work towards. One is unlocking the Gate of Validness, which is that path, and training crafting through that. The other is getting tier 90 necromancy weapons, and to do that, we'll have to do the tier 90 necromancy tank gear tasks. The tier 90 tank gear path requires you to defeat Jad and all God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses. These do have a number of requirements, including 80 attack, ranged, mage, and prayer. Luckily though, you can boost your attack, ranged, and magic level, which we already can do. At level 70, you can boost to level 80 with an extreme potion. So that is all covered, but we do need to get level 80 prayer. Now, if you remember from last time, we did the Halloween event, which gained a ton of prayer XP, which has accelerated this goal, but still, we do need a lot of XP to go from our current level, level 76, to level 80 prayer. We'll obviously need to get level 90 necromancy as well to start the task and equip the weapons, so let's get started. And just starting things off with a quick quest that is Tomes of the Warlock completed. And it's time to do Requiem for a Dragon. I'll be spending a lot of time here, at least get to level 90 here. But yeah, this quest is going to be really great for some good unlocks. And that is Requiem for a Dragon completed. A new best in slot necromancy ring, which we'll have to upgrade at the Ungale ritual site. So this is actually a pretty crazy unlock because it is a tier 3 ritual site at just 86 necromancy. Whereas normally you'd have to wait till 90 necromancy to unlock that. Smithing has been my AFK method of choice for a while now, and that is level 80 smithing coming in. So that's what we needed to unlock Invention. We will get the crafting level later on at the Gate of Validness once we unlock that. All right, that should be soul searching done. So now we can move on to the next quest, Ode of the Devourer. Yeah, there's Ode to the Devourer completed. Got a bunch of XP lamps, access to the Gate of Validness, and our best crafting method. And that's how we're gonna get to probably mid 80s. Gain a few crafting levels with the XP lamp, very nice. Okay, that should be kill number 1. Let's see what we get. And not great, we got some Moonstone Dust, some Alchemables, but really mainly going for those uniques. The Gate of Validness has 4 main unique rewards. In the S tier, there are 2 uniques, being the Scripture of Validness and the Memory Dowser. The Scripture is a pocket slot item that is the best in slot item for non-skilling activities. It will spawn some souls every once in a while, which will give you a burst of XP in the skill you are training. So it is very good for an Ironman account, and the Memory Dowser allows for some more AFK memory collection, which again is going to be extremely important because we're going to need a lot of energies for the divine charges. There's also other rewards like the Runic Attuner in the A tier. It's a really great unlock for rune crafting and one I'm really excited to get. And then in the B tier, there's Eclipse Soul, which is a regular prayer in the normal prayer book. It does increase a critical strike chance by 4% and will heal you every time you do critically strike. So it might be useful later on, especially when we're using magic, but not so much right now while we're focusing on necromancy. Oh my god, we actually got the Onyx. That's like a 1 in 80, 1 in 90, and it is needed for the tier 90 necro upgrades. So that's a huge drop. That is a really good drop. I was gonna stay here till I got an Onyx, so it's crazy I got it on kill, what, like 3? Okay, let's see what we get. Blue Dragon Hide, some crafting XP. Not bad. Honestly, the Alchemables here are gonna be decent. New PR that time, still not great. Got some cash, some pages, which we'll need later on. My god, I got the mining pet. What? I didn't even know you could get that in here. Cool, cool. The first skilling pet on the account. Oh, we actually got a Moonstone. That's really good. I wanted to make all the Moonstone jewelry once I got the crafting level. And that's our 4th Moonstone, so I think we're good. Nice. 73 agility. Not great. 85 mining. So now that we have unlocked the Gate of Validness, the plan is to AFK and just train crafting for a little bit. So since the gate is a safe death, I can literally just AFK here, gaining about 65 XP, I think, every 2 ticks. So it should be I think around 100k crafting XP, which does scale with your level. And the goal is to get to 80 crafting eventually. I want to make the tier 80 tank armor at some point, and also you need 80 crafting to unlock invention. And that is level 70 crafting. We have 10 levels to go. And once we get to 80 crafting, we'll not only unlock invention, but we'll be able to make some pretty good moonstone jewelry. And that is level 70 construction coming in. Pretty good milestone, and we're only 3 levels away for crafting to get to level 80. And that's level 78 crafting coming in. So I have been doing the gate crafting method for weeks, and we just hit level 80 crafting. So that is actually unlocked invention, plus a new amulet for necromancy, which will boost to and obtain, but a huge unlock for the account. So we have a lot to do now, and I can finally leave the gate for a little bit. And real quick, let's open some of the Wilderness Flash Event loot that I accumulated. So no Dark Onyx Core, but some Brawling Gloves and some miscellaneous loot. So we have all 4 Moonstones, and it's time to make the 4 Moonstone Jewelry. So we'll cut all 4, and let's smelt them. So we got the Moonstone Ring, which will help us with our rune crafting. The Moonstone Necklace, which will help with necromancy rituals. And then there's the bracelet, which just gives some pretty good teleports. And most importantly is going to be the Conjurer's Amulet. Now, unfortunately, I need to boost to 85 crafting to do this. So hopefully we get the boost on the first try. Here we go. No, we got the downgrade. Unfortunate. So we will just wait for the crafting level to recharge, but let's imbue the current Moonstone Jewelry. So we got the Ring of Imbuing, which gives 10% additional runes when rune crafting. We also got the Alteration Necklace. This one's actually huge for rituals. It gives a plus 20% power to the alteration glyphs, and it is multiplicative, so that's going to be really important for training necromancy and make rituals as good as possible. The Passing Bracelet, also very good. So what you do here is it has some teleports, and the most important one is the teleport to the altar right next to it, so we can craft some necrotic runes. But it does have some other pretty nice ones, you know, Reflection Pool right next to the fishing spot, so it will help if I'm doing some fishing. But yeah, so that's a nice unlock. Okay, our crafting level is back up. Let's see if this stew will do it. Another -2. Oh my god, another -4. Attempt number 4. It shouldn't be possible to get this many negative boosts, but here we go. Okay, it's +2. That's not what we need. It's literally a 37.5% chance to get a +5 boost. So this is ridiculous right now. -2, which is like a 8% chance. I don't know, 12, something like that. I'm just about out of these spices again. This is unlucky. I will say, very unlucky. Oh my god, we got the +6. Let's go. Quickly get this done. Moonstone Amulet. Craft. And let's string it. So we have the Moonstone Amulet. By enchanting it, we get the Conjurer's Raising Amulet. A huge 44 necromancy damage bonus and +5% to the basic attack damage of all conjured spirits. So that is a new best in slot amulet for me right now for combat, and it's probably going to be the amulet we bring in to the Zuck fight. Now that we have the necromancy jewelry, it's time to start leveling necromancy through some rituals, especially since we have the Moonstone Amulet. We do need to get level 90 Necro to start the tier 90 tankier tasks, so that's going to be the plan for now. And that is level 87 coming in. We're closing in on level 88 Necromancy, but the XP per hour is looking very good, just under 500k, so that part's pretty good. Probably will take, I guess, another 2.5 hours to get to level 90, and I'll probably break it up at some point and we'll switch to train through combat. And that is level 88 Necromancy. Oh, nice. We got the upgrade for Zorgoth's Soul Ring, so that is another ring that is really good. Not sure how much I'll use it because I do want to have the Ring of Life on, but still really nice upgrade. And that is level 89 Necromancy. One more level and we get to level 90. This is it. 90 Necromancy obtained. So we can now start the tier 90 Necromancy tasks and get tier 90 weapons. So that is going to be huge. Also, since I did get level 80 crafting earlier, we have unlocked Invention. So this is going to be something I'm going to want to start at least. It is going to take a while to get some fairly decent perks, but the goal is to have at least some useful perks for when we take on Zuck. I am going to focus more on Invention next episode, but it will be good to get some basic materials just so we can start that grind. Now, before we can actually get the tier 90 weapons, I will need to get 80 prayer, and I'm quite a ways off of that, about 380,000 XP away. I am just going through some of my Infernal Ashes from the wilderness events that I have been doing, because in a few days there is going to be a bit of an XP reduction on the Chaos Altar here in the wilderness. They're changing it around, so you do require some of the wilderness diaries to access the further buffs. So I'm gonna see a bit of a reduction, so it's gonna be nice to try and use as many ashes and bones as I can before that happens. So I have been a little bit unsure of what to do, so I've sort of been AFKing in a way. Some more necromancy rituals, just getting some more Vessel of Souls, and we finally have enough to unlock a few new things here at the Well of Souls, and they will be really helpful for Zuck. We unlocked tier 6, which is going to give me the Darkness Incantation, giving me a 20% chance to avoid taking damage, so that is honestly going to be huge for the Zuck fight. And then we also got Spirit Pack 3, increasing the duration of my conjures. We got the final tier of Spectral Scythe, and Invoke Death, which is going to be crucial for the Zuck fight, especially because I plan on going in with tank armor. So just finished a little Reaper task with Hermod, got a bit of loot, and now I think the play is try and get the tier 90 Necromancy weapons. I'm actually dying to try them out, but we have a lot of requirements to go. We do need to get 70 attack, so we can boost to 80 for Vindicta, and then we also need level 80 prayer. And I think the play there is either taking down Carapac for some bones or doing some Vindicta for the Dragon Bones. So that's probably what I'll be doing. I need 380k more prayer XP. And then we'll also need to get to 75 attack eventually so we can do the Fight Kiln, and maybe even 76 because we have another best in slot item that I would like to get. So we're here at the Abyss, training some attack. I do need level 70 attack so we can boost to 80 to start fighting Vindicta, so we're going to spend a little bit of time here in the Abyss training. Oh my god, what happened? Thank god I had the Ring of Luck on. Man, AFKing is scary as a hardcore Iron Man. Oh, okay, I know what happened. My Necronium armor broke. That's why I started taking a ton of damage. So let's get that fixed and head back to the Abyss. Do I even have a house? Do I? Alright, let's get back before my aura runs out. Can't wait till auras are removed. Although, that would make training melee so much harder. So much, well, basically not AFK. I'd probably need a Necro switch with Blood Siphon just to heal. Level 68 attack. And this should be it. Just about to hit level 70 attack. And then we can switch to magic. I want to get to level 76 magic. And then we're all set. There it is. 70 attack. Let's just take one more swipe with the Dragon Two-Hander. And let's get out of here. Switch to some magic gear. And we'll head right back. We got 36 minutes left on the aura. And that is level 70 magic. We're getting much better XP with the Brawling Gloves, but yeah, the XP is very slow. So I think we're going to stop there. We do have the levels required to start working on the tier 90 tasks. The only thing left would be 80 prayer. Alright, it's time to take on Jad in the Fight Caves. This is the first part to the tier 90 tank gear tasks. And Jad is defeated a few combat tasks as well. And now all we have left is defeating the 4 God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses. We still need a few more prayer levels, but it's nice to have the first step to that task completed. So now that we have Jad done, it's time to work towards defeating the 3 God Wars dungeon bosses that we have the requirements for. So at the Gobi Supplier in Mazcab, you can buy some super restores as well as some super attack, strength, defense, necromancy, magic, that type of thing. So we are going to need these to boost our level to level 80 so we can take on Vindicta, the Twin Furies, and Hellweir. So I'll stock up on some of these. And then we'll head to God Wars Dungeon and start taking on some Vindicta. Hopefully we can get those Dragon Bone drops to get up to level 80 prayer. Okay, we got our kill count. It's time to take on Vindicta. I want to try and do as many kills as possible because we're going to need some Dragon Bones to get our prayer up to level 80. Oh wow, that was a master achievement. Nice. And we got some Dragon Stones. It was a sub 2-minute kill, so not great, but doable. Nice, new PB. Got the death mark that time, 143. And got some magic logs. New PB again. This time got some black dragon hide. That was a pretty good PB, 125. Still no dragon bone drops. We're about 6 kills in, I guess. And it's looking like we're gonna need around 2,000 dragon bones to complete the level 80 prayer requirement, especially due to the fact that they did put in that change to the chaos altar now. And that's level 74 defense. Still no dragon bones. Oh my god, more stone spirits. And some black dragon hide. Oh my god, more stone spirits. Another level up 75 defense. It's a nice thing about bossing is I can level up defense pretty fast through it. And the goal is going to be 80 defense. That way I can wear the tier 80 tank armor. That's crazy. I've gone like full 18 kills, no dragon bones, no salvage. I really need to replenish my cash stack after buying all those potions. Hey, we finally got some dragon bones, 162. Very nice. We're gonna need a lot more drops. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was scary. That was really I'm panicking now. Oh, I hit blood siphon. Oh no. Oh my god, that was brutal, and we got seeds for that brutal kill. And that is the end of the hour. We got some more stone spirits, so we're stocked up on stone spirits. 28 kills in. Honestly, I'm really surprised we only got one Dragon Bone drop. It's literally a 1 in 8. So we are a bit unlucky. I think we'll head back for some more kills and see if we can change that luck around. And another defense level up, level 76. Nice. 218 Dragon Bones. I looked up the drop table too, and Dragon Bones is literally the most common drop, a 1 in 8. So we should be getting a lot more. Oh my god, this is so unlucky. I think so many of these stone spirits, which are like a 1 in 20 instead of the 1 in 8 Dragon Bone drop. 2 Dragon Bone drops in 42 kills, I think. And that's level 77 defense. Dormant Anima Core Helm. That's our first unique, I guess. It's obviously not a good one, but I'll take it. First salvage drop, wow. And another level, 81 Constitution. Yes! Another Dragon Bone drop. Almost max stack too. 249, 250 is the max, so that's huge. I'd say we have about maybe 180k XP in Dragon Bones right now. So we still need double what we already accumulated. Probably a little bit more than double, honestly. Dragon Bone drop into the salvage drop. Now we're getting some better drops. Nice 300k Alk. Take that. Last kill of the hour, and we got some more Dragon Bones. So we're looking pretty good now. Just quickly go to the bank, check to see how many we actually have. It's 800, so yeah. I guess that's about 160k XP. So we're gonna have to work on some quests. Spirit of Summer first. I need to complete the Hard Wilderness Diary just to boost the Chaos Altar now that it's updated. So once I get the hard achievements done, I'll get 300% of the XP instead of 350. So it's not a huge difference, and I'm okay with that. And that is Spirit of Summer completed. Now time for Summer's End. And Summer's End is completed, so now we can do all of the hard wildy achievements. And so that was the last achievement for the Wilderness Diary, so we can claim the reward. The nice thing about this too is you get 277k XP lamps, which is crazy. We're going to put both of them into Herblore since I'm going to need Herblore later on, and it's a pretty crappy skill to train on Ironman. So we'll do that, and now we can go to the Chaos Altar. We'll get the 300% XP bonus from offering the bones, and then I guess head back to Vindicta. And that is level 79. Prayer coming in, just one more level to go, but we're just about out of bones. So I'm getting a bit tired of Vindicta. I think I want to do something else for the bones, so I'm thinking Big Game Hunter might be a solid option. You do get, I think, 5 to 10 dinosaur bones every time, and that's like 500 XP per bone. So let's do a little bit of Big Game Hunter. Of course, we want the Dragonmatic drop. Archaeology is going to be extremely important in the end game, so I will want that augmented Matic at some point, but let's see what we get on KC number 1. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's 1 KC. Oh my god, we got the Dragonmatic. That is wild. 1 KC Dragonmatic. And so just like that, we got our first Dragonmatic. I did follow it up with many more Big Game Hunter kills, no luck getting the second one. And honestly, the dinosaur bone accumulation was very slow. So we are literally about 20k XP away from level 80 prayer, just about there, and I think the plan is I'll just get it through some wilderness flash events. We'll get the Infernal Ashes, and then there's also the prayer wildy event that we can do as well. And 80 prayer was obtained through the wildy event on the laptop. All right, here we go, taking on the Twin Furies. Alright, it's kill number 1. It was a little bit brutal, and we're gonna need 4 more. And that is kill 2. Unfortunately, Deathmark actually doesn't work against the Twin Furies. That's level 80 defense, and I think we're up to 6 of the Necromantic Seals. 4 left. Only 1, we got 1 more. And that should be the last Twin Fury kill. Okay, let's kill number 1. Honestly, much easier than Twin Furies. Okay, kill number 2. Skill number 3. Got another combat achievement as well. And we're gonna need 6 more of these seals. 2 more seals, 4 to go. It was a pretty brutal kill, but we got it. 2 more. Only 2 left. And only got 1 seal that time, so we'll need 1 more kill. And there it is, the last kill. Got some Dragon Stones, and now only thing is left is Gregorovich. Okay, here we go, take on Gregorovich. It's probably the hardest of the 4 God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses, especially because I don't really have, Venom Blood for an invention perk or anything. I just have some really bad anti-poisons, so the poison is definitely going to stack on me. Okay, almost got the first kill. Okay, there it is. Yeah, a bit rough. Honestly, let's just bank after every kill for him. Okay, almost got it. There it is, kill number 2. 2 more seals. Kill number 3, we got 60 battle staffs, that's a pretty good drop. Only 1 seal. Okay, kill number 3. Got 1 more seal. I think that's 4 left. Okay, 5th Greg. Looks like we ran out of bone runes as well, which really sucks. We're gonna need 3 more seals. Oh my god. Man, Greg hits hard. Well, we head back. Oh my god, these things, just so many, and they hit so hard, and the poison. It can get overwhelming. Oh, my damage is brutal without stacks. Just eat food, jeez. Okay, give me 2. Ah, just 1. Gotta do 1 more kill. We're gonna get a ton of battle staffs, though. Oh my god. Okay, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Oh my god. Done. Okay, we can finally go make those better weapons. Let's go do it. And almost forgot, there is one last step. I need to charge all of the seals. So this one is just charged by opening crystal keys, which we have. And just finished getting some more Zamorakian artifacts. We needed to do 10 of them to charge all 10 seals. And had to craft some miasma runes for the other seals. And finally, the easiest, just get hit by Dragonfire while having your Lesser Bone Shield on. And I got some more stews. This is attempt number 3 going for it. And let's try it. Okay, nice. We got it. Let's make the tier 90 necromancy weapons. That is a huge accuracy bonus plus a bit of a damage bonus. Okay, we're feeling kind of powerful now, and we're getting very close to taking on Zuck. Next episode, I plan to try out these tier 90 weapons, and we will be taking on Zuck for the Zuck Cape, so stay tuned for that. With tier 90 necromancy weapons achieved, the goal now is to go for a few more upgrades before we take on Zuck. The first of which is to upgrade our tier 70 armor to tier 80. I have 2 options with necromancy, either going with the tank armor or power armor. We already have the tank gear tasks completed, so it is much easier to do that, whereas with power armor we would have to defeat Nex and QBD. Not too difficult bosses, but a hurdle nonetheless. Since this is a hardcore Ironman, I do want to be a bit safer, so I think I'm going to be going with the tank armor. It does provide an extra 7.5% chance to dodge, and this does stack with the darkness incantation, giving me a 27.5% chance to dodge, which is going to be extremely helpful for the Zuck fight. To get tier 80 necromancy gear, you need to start getting pieces of subjugation from Krill and breaking them down into greater ensouled cloth. We'll actually only need 1 drop of subjugation to get enough greater ensouled cloth, since we did stock up by going to Thalman's shop every Wednesday. Occasionally he sells some greater ensouled cloth, and so we have accumulated 4 pieces that way. Another bonus about Krill is that it will drop some War Piece of Zamorak gear every once in a while, and you can disassemble this for some free Zamorak components, which will be extremely helpful later on. And that is a God Sword Shard number 2. Hey, we got our first drop, the Gown of Subjugation, and we have 30 minutes left in the instance. It would be nice to get 1 more, maybe. And just got level 81 defense as well. That is actually needed for Zuck. It is going to unlock the Barricade ability. I think I'll call it there. It is ending at about 10 minutes early on the hour, but we did get the 1 drop. I might come back and try and get another, because obviously we'll want subjugation for mage armor eventually, but we'll end there for now. The plan with Invention is to start to level it up by using a black salamander first. You can augment these and disassemble them at level 5 to instantly boost you up to around level 22 Invention. Once we reach level 27, all of my augmented items can then reach level 10, which will further improve the XP gain. My goal with Invention, at least for right now, is to level it up past level 27 so we can start getting some budget perks, like maybe Biting 2 and Precise 2, maybe Eruptive 2 on our Necromancy gear, which we can take in to the Zuck fight. It's not a huge DPS increase, it's maybe only a few percent, but every little bit counts. Finding solid weapons to augment and then disassemble is really the hard part with early game Invention for an iron. So I spent a few hours making ensouled bars, which I then turned into necromancy weapons. I was able to create 5 tier 70 death guards and 5 tier 70 lanterns. This will greatly speed up the mid-game Invention training, since rather than siphoning items and needing 80,000 XP to get to level 12, I'll only need 40,000 item XP to get to level 9, and I'll be able to disassemble them twice as fast. So this is going to be pretty helpful for some mid-game Invention training. Another method I'll be using for Invention is leveling up the pickpocketing bag. Since it's considered a tool, it hardly uses any divine charges, and you actually level this up fairly quickly. It's about 3% of your thieving XP gained, and at very high thieving levels, you'll be gaining 1, maybe 2 million thieving XP per hour, so we're going to get a lot of invention XP this way. But first, we got to train thieving. With the Thieving Guild unlocked, we can now do safe cracking, which is really good XP per hour at the level 62 thieving range. So we're going to be doing that up until maybe level 90, then start pickpocketing. Safe cracking is very simple. There are safes located across Gielinor, and you just go and crack them open for really good XP. The XP per hour ranges from around 200k per hour at the level 62 requirement when you're doing the lower tier saves, and it can increase up to 6 or 7 or maybe even 800,000 XP when you do the high-end saves around level 90. After gaining a ton of XP through safe cracking, I moved on to pickpocketing the Crux Equal Knights. These drop a lot of different seeds, which will be really helpful to get that 90 herb lore requirement, so I can boost to 96 for overloads. Thieving has become such a crucial skill for Ironman accounts. You get a lot of really good supplies. Another good new one is the archaeology professors, or just the archaeologists. They do give you some materials and also some Tetra Compass pieces, so this is going to be really helpful for archaeology later on when I want to push that and get some better relics. I definitely should have done this much earlier, but if we go to the Memorial of Guthix, we can activate one of these passive effects, which allows us to gather memory shards while pickpocketing. Memory shards are really good for really any account. You can turn them into a few different divination items, but the main one being Sign of the Porters. So essentially we're getting free Sign of the Porters while pickpocketing, which is insane. We completed a few quests, starting with the Throne of Miscellanea, which unlocks the Managing Miscellanea minigame. This is a great source of maple logs, which we can then disassemble into simple parts. Royal Trouble is the second quest in the quest series, and it just expands upon Managing Miscellanea, allows you to gather more resources a bit faster as well. We also got 75 Agility, which is a requirement for Plague's End, a quest that we'll want to do at some point. After this, we moved on to the Elder Kiln, which is a really important quest, mainly because it unlocks the Fight Kiln. This cape is needed for the Igneous Cape once we defeat Zuck, so we may as well get it first. With the quest complete, let's get in there and start the Fight Kiln. The Fight Kiln is a 37-wave fight where you need to take on multiple Jads and eventually Harakan at the very end. Surprisingly, I always find wave 28 the hardest, where you have to take on 6 of the Tozakar Ket Adil. These are creatures that must be hit with melee attacks first, but they also deal a typeless 2k damage if you're within range for too long. This wave was by far the longest, as I didn't have great melee gear with me, and my strategy was just to barge into them and dive away and wait for cooldowns, because I didn't want to totally run out of food. It would have been much quicker if I realized you can actually swap to any style after the armor is broken, but anyway, we got through the wave after probably around 10 minutes. The second last wave of the fight, also known as the double Jad wave, is also probably the second scariest. You have to make sure you get the Jads on off ticks, or you can just use an invincibility crystal and you're all good. Tier 90 Necromancy makes Harakan a very trivial boss fight at the end, and with that we obtained our Necromancy Fight Kiln cape. The Fight Kiln is completed. It was a bit close. I mean, we didn't have any food at all, but man, it's always those dills. They're such a pain. And we are going to take the Necromancy cape. Let's do it. All right, there we go. New cape slot unlocked. Better than the thieving cape, so we'll put that on. Look at that. Now we just need to take on Zuck, and honestly, after that Fight Kiln run, it wasn't as easy as I thought, and I think Zuck is going to be a bit difficult. Following the Fight Kiln, I wanted to get more ready for Zuck, and I started by training Summoning. The goal was to get 67 for the War Tortoise pouch. This is a Beast of Burden, which allows for 18 slots, a pretty big upgrade from the Spirit Terrorbird's 12 slots. Since I was running low on charms, I decided to unlock Haven Height and try out the summoning training method there for a little bit of increased XP per charm. I went a little overboard and got level 68 summoning, so we have the War Tortoise unlocked for the Zuck fight. We will need 75 summoning at some point to unlock Prifdiness, so I will probably come back here at some point and get a few more levels. And that is as a first resort completed, which does unlock potion flasks. We will be bringing in a few potion flasks for the Zuck fight, so this was a pretty big unlock. Just got the first full inventory of robust glass. Didn't actually realize that you need 89 crafting to do it, so I will need to boost to get the potion flask. But that's going to be the plan. We're going to get some potion flasks for Zuck, and then one more upgrade, and we'll be ready to take him on. And that last upgrade requires an onyx, so we're going to head back to the fight kiln and get another quick fight kiln completion for that onyx. And that is the kill. We did get a combat achievement that time too, not using any crystals. I've also been doing a few Reaper assignments in the background. We have accumulated 476 points, so it's time to buy an incomplete Hydrix and make another upgrade, being the Ring of Death. The Ring of Death is a huge upgrade for Ironman accounts, because if you do happen to die, it will resurrect yourself and then you'll start taking a bleed, which rapidly increases in damage. So for fights like Zuck or any boss fight where you can teleport out, whenever you proc the ring, you can teleport out to safety and avoid a death that way. The only downside is that you have to unequip your Ring of Life, so if you do disconnect, you are probably dead. With the Ring of Death acquired, it was just down to some final prep work. We created a super adrenaline flask and got some penance powder before we headed in to face Zuck. The Zuck fight is an 18-wave gauntlet, where you face off against waves of mobs, multiple Jads, Harakan, and finally Zuck. The first few waves are a breeze, and then comes the challenge waves. Wave 5 is the first challenge wave, where you need to defeat 5 melee mobs within 20 seconds to prevent their insta-kill attack. This is fairly easy with Necromancy and the Threads of Fate ability, allowing you to clear this challenge in just a few seconds without any problems. The next challenge wave is Wave 10, where you need to defeat the unbreakable Tzekar Ket. This creature can only be damaged by attacks that deal over 3k. Unfortunately, since I'm only a mid-game Ironman, I just can't quite do enough damage even with the death mark. So unfortunately I have to tank this hit, which deals nearly 4k damage. But with all the supplies remaining, things are looking pretty good at this point in the fight. Wave 11 is a double Jad phase, which can be completed fairly easily. And then comes Wave 15, the third and final challenge wave, where they fire projectiles at you which deal a ton of damage. It can be avoided with abilities like Resonance, Devotion and the correct Protection Prayer, and Barricade, but failing this wave isn't too punishing either, causing only about 3k damage. This is then followed up by Wave 16, the triple Jad phase. Standing in the correct position allows you to only be attacked by one Jad at once, making this wave also trivial. Then comes Harakan. Some pretty good damage. About as good as I could do, honestly. Don't expect a one cycle. Yeah, okay, no one cycle. That's pretty good. Man, come on. There we go, got it. And with Harakan down, the only thing left between me and the Igneous Cape is Zuck. But the supplies are looking very limited. This is not much food. This is not much food. This is gonna be sketchy. Zuck can be a very scary boss to fight. Not only does his auto attacks deal a lot of damage, but he actually saps your maximum health, requiring you to keep an eye on this and drink super restores to replenish it. Zuck also has a few different mechanics and a burn mechanic, which you need to use Freedom before you start taking 2Ks every tick. On top of this, at the end of every phase, Zuck will do an empowered magic attack, which will deal a 5k if not avoided with an ability like Resonance. Okay, we got that mechanic, that's good. Let's just deal a little more damage. Okay, this part is actually really scary. The next part of the fight is called the Pizza phase, where you need to defeat all 3 of the Igneous Tsars before time runs out and Zuck charges his insta-kill attack. If you are within the arena, when this insta-kill attack goes off, you are instantly dead, avoiding all precautions like the Sign of Life and Ring of Death. Luckily, it looks like I have just enough damage to deal with this phase fairly comfortably. Okay, damage. Okay. Oh shit! Oh god! Eat. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We got 3 pieces of food left. I probably shouldn't have eaten that. Come on, get that off, get that off. Okay, that was good. That was huge. Okay. Now the question is, can we heal through this? Okay, get that bloat off. Yeah, I just need my ghost to heal me big time, please. Yeah, I'm gonna eat food. I'm gonna eat food. Probably shouldn't have. Okay, let's kill him. Okay. Big damage. This is not good damage, and I got 1 piece of food left. Come on, better damage. This is terrible damage. What's going on? Oh, I just ate my last piece of food. Oh my god! No, I tallied. Oh my god, I tallied with 5k left. I could have procced the Ring of Death. My sign went off and I panicked. Shoot. I could have had that for sure. Well, I guess that's fine. We can just go back in. We can get the kill. And then we'll go back in. I even used like all the Fury Shark. Oh my god, that was bad. Let's pause it right there and let me rewind and explain what happened. We were on the final phase of Zuck, literally 70k HP until he's defeated, but I had applied the death mark, meaning all I needed to do was get him down to 30,000 health, and I had the kill. Sure, I did sign, and I only had 2,800 life points left, but my Ring of Death was equipped, meaning if I was going to take another hit, if I was going to get killed, it would have just procced the Ring of Death, and I could have gotten the kill without teleporting. It really doesn't get as close as that, but we still aren't dead. We can go back and get the kill for real this time. But first, since we already made it to Zuck, and you get a checkpoint, we may as well practice the Zuck fight first. Yes, continue where we left off. Nope, tally. I don't know what happened that time. I don't know. I'm throwing so bad right now. Alright, attempt number 3, I guess. Okay, we should get it this time. My god. Why am I taking so much damage? That was not great. And I ate so much food at the end. That burn killed me. Although that was my first Zuck kill, we don't actually get the Igneous Cape unless it's a flawless run, meaning no checkpoints. You need to go in there, do all 18 waves without exiting. So we gotta go back for attempt number 2. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I really screwed up. Oh, no. Yeah, we're gonna have to consume some food here. I was doing so well on food, too. My God, that is a ton of damage. That was not played well. Lost some more food. Oh my God, that did a lot of damage. I am just eating a ton of food in these last few waves. Oh God, I forgot it was the Jad wave. Okay. I just threw those last few waves. It was going so well. Okay, we're gonna go to Hurakan with full health. So that's something at least. Might actually one cycle. Oh my God, come on. A little bit more damage. Blow up the zombie, Oh my God, the zombie didn't blow. Just some weird little keybind to like instantly swap my action bars was screwed me. Okay, here we go. Zuck time. Okay. I'm always afraid that's gonna hit me, because if it does, I'm kind of screwed. Okay, let's do a little bit more damage. Come on. Okay, I dumped everything I had. That could be a 2 cycle. Okay, here we go. Big damage. Yeah, wow. I did not deal much damage. Yeah, the food situation is looking very good. Okay, big damage. We're gonna get it. Just need some more damage. Okay, here it is. That is the kill. Igneous Stone obtained. 28-minute kill. Let's go. That was so much better. We have a ton of food left over. Let's look in that chest. There it is, the Igneous Stone. That is what we have been after. And with that, the Igneous Calmore, the Zuck Cape, is obtained. The very first major goal on the hardcore Ironman is completed without any deaths. We'll just have to wait and see for what's in store next.